Hello, and welcome to the signpost you selected, which is Contrast and Contradictions. Now, I want you to make sure that you got your signpost bookmark out. If you don't have it, then go get it at the front of the classroom. Make sure you got that nonfiction side pointing at you. Okay, so last week and this week we kind of talked about fiction. We're now kind of transitioning to the nonfiction. You might be like, yo, contrast, contradictions. I thought that was a fiction signpost. It is. This is actually one of the only signposts that is shared between both fiction and nonfiction. You'll notice that the signpost is up here, and on your bookmark, it's the very first one as well on the nonfiction side, so you can kind of like know where to reference on your bookmark. So the contrast and contradictions signpost for nonfiction is a different situation than with fiction. What does that word contradiction mean again? Okay. Think about those people that are like always against you, or a person that is constantly like their life mission is to prove you wrong, right? To contradict means to go against. That's why I have that image up here of those like arrows that are like trying to maybe understand each other, but are always kind of ricocheting off of each other. They're always sort of like, no, they have these opposite views, okay? Do you have someone in your life that you feel is like that? I can think. Anyways, so contrast and contradictions. I have the definition here on the screen. You can also look at the when underneath contrast and contradictions. So, when you believe something really strongly, for instance, I believe, like Miss Lauren, like I believe that the earth is round. How many of you? Do you think the earth is round? Okay, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But something I believe that is definitely true is that the earth is round. However, something that is really crazy is there is a society out there. By crazy, that is something that is my perspective, crazy. There is a society out there called the Flat Earthers. And the Flat Earthers, you can totally look this up. The Flat Earthers is a society and a group of people that believe scientifically, that they are scientifically founded in this idea that the earth is flat. It's always been flat. And that all the science backing up that the earth is round is totally false, that it is like this conspiracy that the earth is round. So let's imagine that I was reading an article that was called like, the earth is really flat, okay? It was original, right? Okay. So let's imagine I was reading this article called The Earth is Flat. And I'm like, okay, from the beginning, this is really interesting. And I want to see if they're going to prove what I think is wrong. I already know from even the title that what this article is going to prove, like a lot of opinion articles out there, is going to prove what I think wrong, right? So if you are ever coming across something in an article or a blog or something, and the author is proving something you believe to be wrong because of their opinion being different, you could stop and say, all right, what is the difference between our opinions? And does it really matter? And what your bookmark also says is information validity. You're going to stop and ask yourself, do I think my opinion is better, or do I actually think that in this other person's article or wherever you're reading it, do I think that they do actually a better job of proving the point? And maybe your quick jot in this case would talk about real quick like, I might actually change my mind because the way that they provided evidence is very impressive and valid, credible, and correct. So this is what contrast and contradictions is all about. Admitting that you're reading something that goes against what you kind of thought already, and do you think that this new opinion is worth taking on, or do you think that this new opinion is not as great as yours? So that is contrast and contradictions. You may now move on to your next nonfiction signpost.